Welcome to the Llangollen Canal at Chirk Bank. The area holds many memories.
It all came about in the Industrial Revolution originally, carrying all the coal, flour and everything else. It goes all the way back to the Horseshoe Poles, which is the feeder for the canal. Even when I was a young lad, the canal didn't go very fast. You could drop a stick in and you could watch it for about 10 minutes and it would move about a few yards. Whereas the canal now is being pumped in as a reservoir feed as well now.
Limestone is quarried not only up behind Oswestry through Salatin and Bronigarth, but the Vron as well. They used to bring it down from the tops in the Vron and across the A5. They had their big kilns at the side of the canal there.
My name is on that bridge, by the way. Yeah, well, you know, we had a lot of time on our hands in those days. Do you remember Di Rogers? I mean, his name's above mine. Is
it?
Oh, he's done a great job of his. It's Di Rogers, 1943, and mine's a bit fading now underneath his.
Gledwyd Wharf was the original place that the Glyn Valley Tramway came down to, and it brought slate and lime from the Kerrion Valley down to the canal and offloaded it onto the canal. When the railways came in, it then took it to Chirk to the rail.
Well, I was born on the canal, basically. I mean, it's Gledwyd Terrace, but they were always called the coke ovens because there used to be storage sheds down there. Opposite, it has now been filled in, which used to be a spur for loading the boats, which is on the other side of the towpath. But the barges used to go up there, and they used to get loaded from the Cretan colliery in those days.
Along right up until what was known as the New Inn, and before that the Navigation Pub, which is now the Poachers. It was a complete area for mooring the coal boats. Coal was the main thing, which has always been around here for many years, so till they all were shut, and maybe one day they'll open them up.
You didn't get an awful lot of boating in those days. You had the horse-drawn boat, which as a young lad I used to lead the horse. Because when I left there, I was only 7 when I left there, and I didn't have to lead the horse. He knew the way anyway, like, you know. And the horse used to be stabled down by the aqueduct, in the stables there.
There was a man for every so many miles, virtually. They used in this area number 1 up here for the canal people to live in and be directed to work, rather. And then, but every 5 miles along the canal, there'd be another canal house, you know. Oh, look after the bank, look after the towpath, make sure the water wasn't leaking anywhere, and that cut down trees that were impeding anything or anybody. They were always very busy. They only went one speed, but they were always pretty busy.
Used to use the flat-bottomed barge, and when we were kids we used to jump in and take the plugs out. He was really horrible to children. We used to take these plugs out and they'd find it just about ready to disappear, but then he managed to pull it out. This is at the other end near to the aqueduct, you know.
There was a lot of fish in the canal in those days, not like they've got now. And I mean fish.
Edible it was.
Nice big pike. You used to catch lots of eels in those days.
When it was drained completely on the other side of the canal, lorries were driving up and down, you know, instead of the waterway. We never went down the road to the post office, which was working in those days. We just went down our garden, down to the canal, hopped across the bed of the canal, and it was very convenient. It was a pity they filled it up, really.